wine, wine, wine. Kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Wine, sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it.
What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
I'm feeling like, what's up, G?
In the club with my twin, we be vibing.
Because we have been matching lately. So, you know, even though I got blue on, you got blue on. Last week, we both had the same aesthetic. Like, I feel like we just been telling each other telepathy. Like, how in love are we right now?
I feel like today we're definitely on different
aesthetics, but the color is, like, the scheme is still the same. Like,
okay,
you know?
we both have
and
blue.
then we both
I have fake denim.
And we both, like, have the little, what's it called under
I
there?
was looking at that earlier, like, not us both having
exactly, we was telepathizing the telepathy, bitch. Yeah. And our legs are the same way. We ain't even playing that.
But your legs are a bit hairy, though.
Why you got me out here like that?
Just a little bit.
Not a little bit, a lot of bit, bitch. Damn.
Just a little bit.
Shit crazy.
I was looking, but it's the wintertime, so it's gonna keep you warm.
That shit crazy. You know what? Who needs enemies when you got friends like Samantha? Who needs enemies when your biggest op?
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about ops, let's get into our motherfucking ex.
Oh, no, we're not. We got to talk about the story time, bitch.
Oh, we do have a story time. We have a story time. Our story time. Girl, when I saw this video, I had to watch it like 3 times because I was in disbelief.
That's the word.
Disbelief on everything that was going on. So pretty much there was this lady who saw that well, I don't want to give it away. Should I give it away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it away.
So, in her mind, it's her man, but it's really her ex-boyfriend. So he's having dinner with his real girlfriend, and she decides to show up and ruin the dinner. Not only did she ruin the dinner, she got her ass whooped too. She said that bitch turned me every which way but loose. She beat my motherfucking ass to the point where she went to jail. She went to jail, and the girl is planning on pressing charges with her. And apparently the girl went to jail too for destroying property. But the man that was on the date with the new bitch ended up bailing out the old bitch. And then the old bitch went back home with her ex-man. And then the new bitch ended up getting bailed out. And then the nigga went back with the new bitch.
Yeah, I feel like how you saying this sounds so much more confusing. Okay, so this woman's ex-boyfriend was moving on. She came, crashed the party, and then when the girl went to jail, the ex-boyfriend was chilling with the ex-bitch.
Yes.
And then when the bitch got out, because he bailed her out.
He bailed the old bitch out, not the new one. Not the current one.
I thought he bailed out the new one.
No, girl, he bailed out the old bitch.
He bailed out the old bitch and let the new bitch stay in jail. And then when the new bitch got out of jail, he went back
to the old bitch. That's why I was saying it like that.
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
Girl.
That went over my head.
Girl, yes.
I thought he bailed the new bitch out.
He bailed the old bitch out. He spent the weekend with the old bitch. And when the new bitch came out on Monday, he went back to the old new bitch.
Bitches, why y'all letting niggas do this?
Girl.
Like, we over here like, bitch this, nigga that. Bitches, why y'all letting these niggas do that? Like, because y'all allow this behavior, they do this behavior.
Girl.
Like, because I could only imagine anyone pulling up on me with my nigga. I'm beating your ass. And then my nigga decides, oh, well, you in jail for the night, so I'm gonna chill with her tonight.
For the weekend, bitch.
For the weekend.
I'm gonna chill for her for the weekend. When you get out, I'm gonna go back to you.
I'm gonna hold it down. I just hate niggas.
Like, girl, and then the girl was like, I hope I learned my lesson because it's been 8 years. You've been letting this nigga pull you through the ringer for 8 years?
The fact of the matter, you've been somebody's ex-girlfriend for 8 years. Was there any new niggas in rotation? Did you ever consider to look outward?
Like, she said, my man, my man, my man.
And the thing is, I like to laugh and joke about being delusional, but I'm never that delusional.
Girl.
If niggas is giving me signs that this is not my nigga, he not my nigga.
It's like when people say, oh, I'm crazy, you know they're not the real crazy people because the real crazy people are in the mental hospital. You know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, yeah, the
self-awareness of saying that you're crazy means you're not crazy. Really crazy. You want to play stupid.
Right. Because we say, oh, we delulu. Yeah, we delulu, but bitch, we ain't that. But those bitches really are that delulu.
Ain't no nigga ever got me like that.
Never, ever, ever. So the girls are back at it again with a messy ass episode and Sip and Spill. We create conversations. Oh wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm ambitious, God's favorite, Teray. And it's so funny that I say God's favorite because I was saying that last night. And when I told you that shit happened with my car, I really felt like God's favorite because anything bad could have happened.
Girl.
But it didn't. Because he watching over me.
Wow, when did you become such a believer?
Bitch, when shit goes...
we have changed so much over the show. Like, our old opinions are new opinions. We've grown. I love it.
And I feel like that's part of life. Because I'm like, I can't be so 10 toes down about not believing shit. But when I'm heavily protected by the universe, God, whatever who wants to protect me, I'm going to praise it and thank it out loud, openly.
But I will say, as I get older, the less and less I believe in the Bible.
I mean, of course, I haven't stopped believing in the Bible since the Bible was actually
I'm just
out.
like, this is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? Want to get to our ick of the week?
So let's get into our ick of the week. What's yours? Because I know you excited to tell us, bitch, because she changed hers 3 times.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you were like, you got an ick of the week. And then you were like, girl, I got a new one. And then you walked in today.
I already told you about... Okay, it's the same one. I didn't know I told you earlier.
No, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me about the new one. You just said that you have a new one.
I know. I forgot I said that earlier.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, damn, bitch, how many people been icking you out?
No, it's the same ick as last time.
Okay.
Okay, my ick of the motherfucking week is... Not that I hate. How do I say this? I really am annoyed by men who are obsessed with submission and make every little thing about, like, oh, a woman submit. Like, I don't understand the obsession with having a woman submit with you. Maybe because I'm not a man, I don't get it. But I think it's just so strange where men are just, it's like a core part of the relationship to have a woman submit. And like the reason why he's saying the bitch submitting to him is not even a reason. It's not, to me, it's not submitting. So pretty much he was saying how he didn't understand how dangerous gas stations were for him till he started dating his current wife. And he was like, and she doesn't argue with him, and she followed his leads. Because when he says move to the left, she moves to the left. And I'm just like, sir, if we're walking at a gas station, I'm gonna say move to the left, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move to that motherfucking left. Because that means there's a reason why you telling me to move to my left. I'm not submitting to Ami. She's not leading me in this gas station. Isn't that just nigga? Isn't that cold when someone says move, you move?
I feel like it is cold, but I feel like if it helps his ego, let's call it submission. Honestly, we say men operate off of audacity and ego. So if that feeds one of them
into submission.
But the thing is, look, remember that one video? That one girl that thought she was dropping the mic was like, there is power in submission. And I'm like, I can understand, like I'm saying, it doesn't go over people's heads. We get it. We understand it. But we said not every man is worth submitting to.
Right.
So if you do decide to submit to a man, we don't have a problem with that.
Right.
You are not a pick Misha. You are already picked, bitch. So be kept.
I don't really have a problem with submit. I don't like the word submit. I don't really have the problem with the whole basis of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like when it becomes your everyday, like everything has to be a submission lesson. You know, like
not a submission lesson.
Okay.
So you want me to give my ick of the week?
Yeah, go ahead with ick of the week.
So my ick of the week is men who don't stay ghosted in peace.
Damn, not us both talking about men.
I mean, I really didn't want to do this to y'all, but y'all continuously don't surprise me. Someone that I blocked months ago, like showed up at my job and was just like, yeah, I've been calling you. And I'm like, yeah, you're blocked. And he was like, unblock me. And I'm like, I really don't.
It's so embarrassing when men say unblock me. Like, sir, don't ask me to unblock you.
And it felt so awkward because I've never had someone confront me about their blocking. Someone has confronted me about ghosting them before, but no one has ever confronted me about blocking them.
Yeah.
And so now, and that was the person I was talking about when I came in here. He's just coming on way too strong. And I'm just like, I always don't understand women why we sometimes second guess our intuition. Because when we do something the first time, we should just believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I blocked that man for a fucking reason. And he's reminding me every second of being in my presence why I blocked him. And I said, I've been in the era of trying to be more understanding. I'm trying to, but like, maybe I was just looking at things wrong.
Why do you ever think they change? They don't ever change.
And I was thinking, like, you know, and you don't understand. We have the same conversations back to back. And he's one of those people that, like, when he's dating someone, he has talking points. And he revisits the talking points more than once. And I don't even want to get into it because the man is a weirdo. And he's about to go again. I just don't even...
He hasn't gone yet?
I'm going to have to block him again. I'm gonna have to.
Girl, yeah.
But I'm gonna have to tell him I'm blocking him again this time because I guess he didn't get it the first time. But if I block y'all, please don't come to my job and confront me about it.
That's
or
so
if you see me
weird.
at my job, actually don't come. If you know that I blocked you, don't come to my job. If I didn't want to block you, I wouldn't block you. So that's my ick. So let's get into some wine facts so we can get into some motherfucking tea time. Tea time. Nigga, who got that dough? Who got that dough? We got that dough. Today, y'all, we are drinking dough, and this is a Cabernet. I don't even know what year it is, but it's on the north coast of California. Actually, it's 2019. I love that. So it says, dough is the foundation of bread, signifying new beginnings. Like making bread, thoughtful, nurturing, creates positive change that rises in the simplest actions. We are proud to support the rise of the James Beard Fountain. This has nothing to do about what it tastes like.
I did not know bread had all those symbolism to it.
I'm fucking crying.
What? I thought it was just something you ate.
Yeah, so this is a complex, dark-fruited Cabernet, and it's compelling, bold,
Girl,
compelling and bold, like inspiring women, leaders we support. That's literally what it says about. It's like they do. I see the branding. I see
it. Got nothing to do with what it tastes.
Dough. I know, right? Or the taste.
There's nothing about the taste on there
at all. That is crazy.
They said figure out yourself.
They really did say that. They said, fuck you, bitch. So this is 14.9% alcohol percentage. And you know what? I've been looking and thinking, we be drinking 750 milliliter bottles. Mm-hmm. And that's the same amount that's in like tequila bottles.
Right.
Bitch, we are drinking.
Well, we're splitting it.
I know, but we're drinking. Like,
yeah, but 2 glasses of wine is really nothing.
Girl, I be on my ass. I be sleepy.
It do make you feel sexy, though.
It do. I be feeling sexy.
I've been drinking watermelon. That's what it makes you feel like.
You know what's so crazy? Beyonce always been nasty with it, but we never took her serious. Like, I've been listening to songs from, like, I'm, like, listening to old shit. I'm like, oh,
I
bitch.
think it's just because we were young, girl.
I was like, you was nasty. Nasty.
We were just little kids.
All right, so let's get into some motherfucking tea time.
Telling all my girls. I'll be a naughty girl.
All right.
That's cheers. What she said.
For another messy ass episode. It's a been spill.
Ow. It smells like a cab. It definitely smells like a cab.
I like it, but it's kind of light. I like it, but it's definitely light. Very light.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, dough. Y'all gonna get that dough. Y'all gonna get that dough. Now get that dough. Yeah, I like it. You know, I don't really like the tough shit like you do, so I like it delicate and light. Wow. So first and foremost, let's have a congratulations to Jody Badass. Thank you very much for this, free mentorship program that he is implementing for men of color. So pretty much if you are a person of color and you need some kind of mentorships, he has a couple people from different genres. He has an artist, a producer, NBA player, whatever dream you have. He has a mentor for you. And I think it's a great thing. I think the only person I recognized on there was Swiss Beats. And of course, these people are donating their time for free. So shout out to those men too.
I love that.
And I think he said it's an hour a day for an hour a day. It's an hour for once a month is a free mentorship.
I think so. I think that's what it was too.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said. So I think this is a great thing that people are doing. We always talk about men's mental health and how to help them. I mean, we always talk about men should do things and they should seek help, but we never really have those things in store for them to find the help from. There's nothing for them to look for. So hey, here's something for y'all to look for to actually help you, to guide you, and for y'all to become successful people of color. So I love that. I think it's so positive. He's doing that.
Love that because I think it is very important to see people that look like you, that are supporting you and giving you a different avenue of making revenue that does not include being a ball player or being a rapper. Because respectfully, a lot of people.
Well, so there is a ball player.
I mean, there are.
And there's
but I'm
others.
Just saying, but there are other avenues that you can go down.
Right.
You can be a professional, make money legitimately without scamming, without drug dealing. No, I'm just saying, even though it's something that people do, this is a opportunity for you to, expand the horizons. You can probably learn about something that you are interested in, but you don't know where to even start. So I feel like it's very important to just even have the resources to get the head start that they already motherfucking got. So Black men of color, I love you, I appreciate you, and this is only the beginning for us.
So my homegirl Gorilla put a tweet out talking about, I'm not pregnant. You know, I keep a membership to that place. And I was like, that place? What is that? Is she talking about the abortion clinic?
Bitch, you still didn't know that place. I had to say the abortion clinic.
Yeah, I asked her, I was like, what's that place? She said the abortion clinic. I'm like, why would she have a membership there?
Because she don't want no fucking babies.
But
I feel like if you can afford to get an abortion and you want to, get it.
yeah, but to have a membership, that means you're going. If you have a membership for somewhere,
That means that
what does that mean? We have a membership. You go
she's the
multiple
unlimited
times.
cream pie. I mean, I feel like if you're going to resort to always getting nutted in, you should at least have the respect for yourself to have a membership at
An abortion clinic?
No, at the doctor. So
Okay.
you can get some birth control.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, why? There's a couple steps before the baby happens. Why can't
There
she
is
just
a lot
get?
of couple steps.
Why can't she just get a birth control pill? Why can't she take Plan B? Why can't you just? Why you gotta straight? Why does the baby have to get conceived?
Speaking of babies conceived.
Oh, it's sexy.
It's sexy.
It's
It's sexy. She is pregnant. She's pregnant as fuck. And we were all confused. Like, we don't understand why, because weren't both of her baby daddies in jail. But the fact of the matter is, the sex tape came out. Maybe he the daddy. I don't fucking know. And I'm pissed the fuck off because I wanted to see her in November. And respectfully, I know y'all might come in and try to attack me. I don't want to see no pregnant bitch like fucking Sexy Red twerking. I don't mind if it's people that has like taste, like, you know, fucking Cardi B and fucking Nicki Minaj and shit. But to see,
I feel like a lot of people will argue with you that those two ladies do not have taste.
I know. I know.
I think it's all perspective.
It's
I
perspective.
really don't mind her being pregnant.
That just look dirty. Like,
I mean,
and I feel like I want to feel the dirt when she's fucking in the city, but she can't be as grungy as she wanted because she got a baby in her stomach.
So-
she gotta have some self-respect, and we look to her for the. You said representation matters. I wanted to go in there with some fucking hoochie fucking shorts, looking crazy, and now
I want to know what's the emphasis on women having self-respect. Like, why do we always gotta take the moral higher ground? If the bitch want to be the way she is, rapping about what the fuck she rapping about, pregnant, and you know, inspiring her community and making money, let her do her ghetto ass shit.
the inspiring the community is insane.
But she's inspiring her community of people. Like, I really feel like each people deserve representation. And Sexy Red represents a group of women that we kind of like, you know, discard and throw. Like,
What?
You know how we feel about ghetto bitches like that. Like,
But you know what's so crazy? It's like when you say that we feel that way about ghetto bitches, but people like the ghetto hood
Aesthetics.
because we were literally just talking about that. Well, they weren't. They were talking about it. I was just watching it on Twitter because you know I get on Twitter, post, and then I'm trying to mind my business. But when I see something, I'm like, ooh, let me scroll. And they were talking about how like Ruby Rose and like how Sweetie, they all try to like base their whole personality over being hood when they're really not.
I think the ghetto aesthetics it's good for everyone except black girls. Like, you know, dark-skinned black girls.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if a dark-skinned black girl...
So that's why Sexy Red is like it's people that emulate her.
Yeah.
But people like Sweetie, y'all really aren't hood at all.
At all. I mean, they're very suburban girls. But, I mean, I feel like everyone emulates some... I mean, it's the most copied look. It's the most copied everything. So, but yeah, go ahead, Sexy. Go ahead, shake your belly and be ratchet and shake your ass and pussy too.
Your dreads.
I do want better for you, though. I feel like what you're doing is silly. You know, why are you having another baby? I mean, it's already here, but girl, you know, you
telling her it's silly, but she said she represents bitches that look like her.
Yeah, and they do silly shit like that, having a third baby. Girl, you know, yeah.
What was we saying? Well, I was gonna say we said the same thing to Summer Walker, but Summer Walker and her friends, so they're a reflection of each other.
They're a reflection of each other, and they're really the same bitch in different bodies. So and different genres. One raps and one sings R&Bs. But yeah, and I feel like we were saying earlier, I feel like she'll end up growing because it took Cardi B a while to realize she's famous.
Yeah.
And one day Sexy Red realized, girl, you not that same hood bitch from the hood no more. You're kind of famous. So once you know better, you do better. Hopefully you end up doing better. You know, I don't want to see you know
better, so you do better. Huh?
I love that song.
I know. Wetter.
More of a real bitch and my pussy wetter.
Wetter. Okay,
Wetter.
so this is a conversation that we all been waiting to talk about because, you know, they live rent-free in our head because we thought that we wanted a love like this for so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Will and Jada. This is literally a blueprint of what it's like when a man loves a woman more than a woman loves a man.
We've been talking about Will and Jada for like at least 2 years now.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, she's literally the definition of this is what happens when your husband loves you more than you love him.
Mhm.
And you know, our moms always say, marry someone that loves you more. But you see how she dogging him out in the streets?
Mm-hmm.
And I personally feel like you guys are giving us information that we didn't ask for. And I get what you told me. Samantha was like, well, she's just writing a book. She does something that everyone else does. But it's only more emphasized when it is Jada Pinkett Smith. Like, if anyone else made a memoir of their
Yeah, because
life,
Michelle Obama wrote one.
and no
Did
one
y'all
gave a fuck.
care?
I'm going to say
I think that Sharon posted it once. She actually wrote 2. Y'all don't give a fuck.
And Jada made one fucking book, and she is all over the shade room, and they are calling her the shadiest bitch. They said Tupac never everyone is just picking apart everything she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking in my head, what this bitch got to lie for? She was silent for so many years until she found a red table to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Why she got to lie to us?
You think she's lying?
I don't think she's lying. That's what I'm saying. When people are saying like Tupac, it's like you and Will haven't been split up that long. I'm like, why do y'all think she's coming on this internet and lying?
Right.
Why do we think that whenever Will says something, it's true,
Mm-hmm.
but when she says it, it's a lie?
Oh, it's because she's a woman, and they're just. I mean, it's harder to believe what women have to say. But I actually feel like really indifferent about it because people keep saying she's embarrassing him, she's embarrassing him, but she's not saying anything any different. Will already said. So how come when Will wrote his book, it wasn't that popular? Like, what is?
Because it's Will Smith. The only person
Will
that's popular
Smith-
is Jada Pinkett Smith.
You think Jada Pinkett Smith
No.
is more popular than Will Smith?
Relevancy? Yes. He's more popular. Relevant? She is. Why? Because we like her antics. We started saying entanglement because of her, bitch. We were so invested in her and August's relationship.
Yeah.
We said, Jada, did you lie? Like, did you lie about August? Like, she is more relevant when it comes to pop culture. Yes, Will Smith was in his bag. X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z. Great man, great actor.
Okay.
But the relevancy is
Okay,
Jada. 'cause
Jada's more relevant
whenever
than
she
Will
opens
Smith.
her mouth, it's like, she's like the old bitches Krishan. Because you know how young bitches love
Uh-huh.
Krishan?
Yeah.
We love Jada.
Okay.
We love Jada.
I
When she
love Jada.
Like, Jada, I'm like, what problem we dealing with this week?
Okay, so yeah, I really don't really see anything really bad about what Jada's doing. She's not saying anything different than Will already said. Will already wrote in his book that they were separated for 7 years. So this when you talked about it, I was like, okay, Anne. Because I already knew they weren't together. I knew they were living in the same house. So it's like, this isn't news to me. I thought it wasn't news, but I guess people don't pay attention when Will said it.
That's what I just told you. He might be more popular, but she's more relevant.
They didn't care till Jada said it, and it was like all over news. So and like when we talk about it and we think about it, when he slapped Chris Rock, they weren't even together. So it was like, damn, you slapped this.
And to imagine that we were literally out here with our chest saying, "Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth."
And Jada's like, I was confused why he called me his wife. We haven't used those words in years. I'm like, Will is a lover boy. You know what? I feel like Will was so determined to make this marriage work because he promised himself he wasn't going to get in a divorce. And at this point in their marriage, it's not a love marriage. It's a marriage of convenience.
Yeah.
It's a marriage of our assets are together. It's a marriage of we have a business together. We have so much riding on together, so we're going to stay married. And I don't know if they'll, ever divorce. And I feel like, to me, I'm like, what's the point? But maybe of course, there's some beneficial reasons for them because they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't benefiting them. But at the end of the day, I feel like the whole Will and Jada thing is really nothing out of the ordinary what other people are going through. I think it's just because we put Will and Jada in such a high pedestal of love, and when we're seeing them break apart, we're like, oh my God. I mean, J. Cole says in his song that Will and that Jada love. So we've romanticized their marriage and their relationship for so fucking long. And when we're hearing these things, we're like, oh my God, if this is happening to them, there's no chance for anyone else to ever find love again. And I'm like, these are two very flawed humans, like every single one of us. And we have to remember, Jada did not even want to be married to Will. She got married to Will over Will wanted to be married to Jada. So
and that also goes to show.
And she was quiet for so long. And she's just now telling her story. And that's all it is. I feel like I feel like people are okay with it if it's a man doing it to a woman than a woman doing it to a man. Because if Will Smith was saying all these things about Jada, which he was and has, he talked about it on the Red Table Talk. You were not the only one doing this too. He said it. No one cared. There's a whole TikTok of how he was kissing Eva Mendes for his movie, and he was kissing her on the mouth and shit. They're holding hands, swapping tongue. No one cares.
No one cares.
It's because
he's like American sweetheart.
No one cares when Will Smith was doing it.
Like,
they didn't say nothing.
Like, we look to him as the Fresh Prince, and he will always be that to us.
He's that cookie cutter kid.
There's literally nothing that Will Smith can do that will make people like bat an eye.
He slapped someone, and we just
literally were defending him.
We were just like,
we was like, he had it coming to him.
Will Smith slapped someone, and y'all still blame Jada. Y'all know how crazy that is. That Will slapped someone, and y'all made it the woman's fault. Like, and the thing is, Jada was just shocked, like we were. We were all in this together on why this man slapped this other man, and it was all off of Will's ego, and y'all find a way to blame Jada.
And we said, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep fucking saying it, men operate off of audacity and ego. With all things considered, you are right. What we're talking about when most marriages now are literally banking down to being either financial reasons and or because it's already like
beneficial.
It's beneficial. And I feel like you would always want a marriage and or any relationship that you're in to be beneficial. But is that how it always started? We don't know. But we're going to get into it. So that's going to get us to our topic of conversation.
Is marriage still the goal? Ooh.
No, that's not saying the right shit.
Okay, we both got different topics, I guess.
Do you know what's so funny? Because me and Sammy will talk about the show like together. But we'll still name them different things all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, I don't like that name. You'll be like, well, I like that name. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, one of them's going to be on Twitter. One's going to be on and we do it all the time. And I'm like, we just go with it. Because last week when you said male lonely epidemic, I said the lonely male epidemic. Like I said something different. And I was like, that's why we just keep doing it.
Right. Okay, so let's get into like how this whole bullshit kind of started.
Not bullshit.
At this point, that's what it feels like. Marriage was first introduced around 4,350 years ago. That was like the first recorded marriage. If people were getting married before then, it was not recorded. So why did people get married? Well, we kind of know it was not really about love. It was really based on, the purpose of the man to own a woman and to guarantee that children were the husband's biological heirs. So yes, bitches got married to men. Well, let me say that better. Women got married to men to guarantee that the baby was his. So the father would give his daughter away saying, I pledge my daughter for the purpose of producing a legitimate offspring. How kind of fucked up shit is that?
So when did it change? It changed and evolved when religion got introduced into the unions of people's marriages. So instead of them just being treated like property, they had to actually treat them like humans because they had to get it legislated through a priest of them being married. And that was great for women because men were taught to show greater respect to their wives and were not allowed to divorce them and had to be sexually faithful to their wives. However, the church still said that men were still the head of the family and that the wives still had to fulfill their wife wishes. And when people say wife wishes, I hate that they only resort that back to having sex with their husband.
Yeah.
And I feel like
your wifely duties is giving it.
Respectfully, if you love your husband, why would you not have sex with him?
Right.
But respectfully, people weren't married for love. So that's another thing that changed. It said
you had to have sex with him because they knew you didn't like him.
So they said that love marriages actually got introduced in the Middle Ages with the French in the 12th century. And it says that's because French men came in and started to woo women. And because I feel like, we always say that
that's the stereotype, though.
We always say that French men are so romantic.
Yeah.
And I did not know it's because the French men.
It would be the French
that got the people starting loving they bitches. I couldn't actually imagine marrying someone I don't love, but I can understand.
I could
understand it, but it's like back then I get you're doing it for status, you're doing it for stability, you're doing it for, all that.
You're doing it to survive.
But it's like, damn, are y'all growing to love these niggas or y'all just really despising these niggas and having kids with them? Because don't you think that you will retaliate that fucking hate for your husband to your kids?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't. Maybe
because you saw Queen Charlotte. She's not she didn't hate her kids, but she wasn't affectionate to them
at all. But she loved George.
She loved George.
Yeah, she loved George.
That is so interesting.
I think over time stuff hardened her. But I don't know how people were raising their children back then or the whole era. Like, I really
Facts.
don't. I'm not
Facts.
familiar with that. But I would say that it's not that religion was a reason that they were taught to be nice to their bitches.
I'm telling you, a man
'cause
will listen to
before
a white man Bible before they will listen to their
a
instincts.
woman. Oh my
Like-
God, not him not be nice to her until the Bible says so, until religion says
That's
so.
insane. Because you said that they literally were only property.
Literally, the dad would say, I pledge my daughter to be a human incubator. That's what they said. So yeah, there are different types of marriages. We're gonna talk about a couple. So a type of marriage is a fixed term marriage. And that is a marriage where you pretty much have a
Set amount of time.
a set amount of time, or staying with someone like, hey, if you marry me, I'll give you X amount of dollars. And, once I get my green card, we can go our separate ways and yada, yada, yada. Another type of marriage is something that we don't really talk about a lot is polyandry. I feel like we're always really familiar with polygamy, but polyandry is just the same thing, but the woman gets to have multiple husbands. Would you ever entertain polyandry?
I could.
Yeah.
I could entertain it, but I don't think that I will allow myself to really have that idea, because I think I could have multiple husbands, but you can't have multiple wives.
That's what polyandry is.
I know what I'm saying. And I feel like, how many men are cool with that?
I mean, there is
a show called Finding Brother Husbands.
There's
I get that.
a good amount.
But I don't know.
I feel like I want to experience that love one time. I mean, I feel like I'm a monogamous person.
Yeah.
I feel like monogamy is my natural go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to experience having two men be in love with me at the same time, and
I've
having
been in love with two men at the same time.
I don't want to be. I want them to be in love with me. That's what I said.
I'm
Experience
fucking
two men
crying.
being in love with me at the same time, and just having a sexual union with them, and being just
Together or separately?
together.
Okay.
Why separate?
So would they be bisexual men, or would they be straight
Why
men
don't be straight?
having sex with you together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Manifest that shit, and I would love to hear.
to have that.
Are they
experience.
Are they only engaging with you, or are they gonna engage with each other as well?
No, they will never fuck with each other. That's gay.
Okay, but they're fucking you together.
That doesn't make you gay?
Okay.
The dicks don't ever have to touch.
Okay.
You can be in the room just paying attention to me. I'm just focused on me.
So you have a fantasy of fucking two niggas at the same time?
Yes, but I want to also be in a relationship with two niggas. At the same
Okay.
time.
So what about if you had two bitches at the same time? Would you ever have a threesome with all girls?
Yeah, I mean that's already happened.
Oh. Excuse the fuck out of
Yeah,
me.
that's nothing
My
special.
inexperienced ass pussy. Shit.
Yeah. That's...
Okay, so another form of marriage is called ghost marriage, and it's when an elder brother from a family of has fathering children, one of his youngest brothers must marry his widow. And I think that's weird.
Niggas don't do that no more though. That's old
I'm
time.
saying it's weird, but I feel like I feel like it would help with keeping the family together, like just the family
I think
unit.
that's why they did it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but it's weird, and it's called
To
ghost.
us.
Yeah,
But I don't get the ghost part. Is it because the nigga dead?
because the nigga died. I think that's the
Okay.
only thing that's a ghost.
So it's the
But
ghost of a marriage.
You got to think about it also, sometimes like in those little soldier movies, when a grieving widow lays her head on his best friend and they end up getting together. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happens. When you grieve together, you grieve together,
Right. Shoulder to cry becomes a dick to ride on.
Real bad.
Mhm.
So, and the most popular one, well, they say it's most popular, but y'all niggas be cheating, is monogamy. That's another one. Also in same-sex marriage and also arranged marriage. And we all know what arranged marriage is. It's when, it's literally set with terms of why you're getting married. This is strictly the only reason. And
Sometimes arranged marriages are set before you're even born. That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's even... Imagine that my husband's already picked out for me, and
I'm not even born yet.
And the thing is, I don't even know. Do you find compatibility important in a marriage?
100%. 100%, because you want to be able to stand this person. If you're not compatible at all, you're not going to be able to stand this person.
But the thing is, you have to think about it. When it's an arranged marriage, it's really based off of like the family's morals and what they want to keep in the family. Like that's why when it's like it's Indians, right, that usually do it. Native, like they do that because they all have the same shared beliefs. Like the families do, but then the kids come out and be American as fuck.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I feel like it works sometimes.
I feel like they could work. I feel like that That's kind of like what is it called? Married at First Sight.
That's what happened in my mom's marriage. Not my mom. My grandma's marriage was
Married at
arranged.
First Sight. Like Married at First Sight, they compile shit about you, and then they put you with someone based off of your morals, your likes, your wants, and people will meet them and they will be like, well, I don't like them, but you're like, this is the shit you said you wanted.
That's true.
Like,
But
so does it really work then?
Well, then I think that's when attractiveness goes into it, because
That's why we have Love is Blind, because they want to take attraction out of it, but attraction is very important in dating someone.
Well, Love is Blind is fake as fuck, because then they still pick attractive people. Put all what they want into a person that we don't consider conventionally attractive, and let's see if love is really motherfucking blind. Okay, it's easy to say. I mean,
they did with Depty, and it did not. Love was definitely not blind.
But Depty wasn't ugly. She just wasn't Shake's type. Just because you're not someone's type, don't make you not cute. Because she could have been.
She wasn't that attractive though. Of the whole season of all the girls, she wasn't. She was probably the least attractive one, respectfully. And that's in the most respectful way, because I don't want to disrespect women and, in general.
I
but
don't think she was the least attractive. I feel like there was other less attractive girl.
People were less attractive because of their personality, not because of
Okay, season 1, that girl who was a.
I've never watched seasons. The only season I watched was that one, and it's because you kept telling me about Shane. Like, I literally
Shane
only
was
watched.
So scary. Why was he like that? Shane was.
And I would literally skip episodes just so I could see shit with him and Natalie. I'm like, oh, I love Natalie. She's so sweet.
I'm glad that bitch ran for the motherfucking hills. She saw those red flags in him, girl. Shane needs to be on medication. I feel like he don't mean wrong. I just think he needs to be medicated. He needs to have something other than his natural body to regulate those hormones and those emotions, something artificial to help him regulate his mind and body, because he is on 10. But yes.
So my question is, do you want to be married, and what union would you be open to? Well, I mean, you already said that you would want more than one husband.
No, I think I would want to experience it, but I'm pretty 98% sure I'm a monogamous person. That's my natural.
You're 98% sure?
Yes.
Okay.
But do you want to get married?
That's the question. Do you want to get married?
Do I want to get married? Yeah, I do want to get married. I do want to experience being married to someone. I feel like that's something that I've been up and down with, because I've gone through the phases when I don't want to get married, and I wasn't sure if I was wanting to get married, and I'm then, yes, of course I want to get married. And I'm back to like, well, marriage fucking sucks. So the conclusion is yes.
Okay.
I do.
And I feel also the same, because, sometimes I tether with the idea of a life partner, and sometimes I tether with the idea of being someone's wife. But then I just understand that, like you said, I want to experience it once. I don't want social media to change my perception of marriage. I don't want people to change my perception of marriage. I want to experience it myself, be in the thick of it, and say if it's for me or not.
Right. Even if it doesn't last.
Exactly. If it doesn't last, I want to say I've experienced marriage. Mm-hmm. I want to my husband somebody to death, because I do my man. So imagine when I get a fucking husband, y'all. So I didn't want a husband for so long. I believed I didn't want a husband for so long. But then I realized, I'm like, I do want someone I'm permanently sharing my life with. And I made that decision that that's who I'm doing life with. It's so crazy how shit changes, because I literally was like, life partner. I'm going to leave when I want to leave. But no, if y'all niggas get to get married, so do I, bitch. Okay? So what is your experience with, like, when you first learned about marriage?
Yeah.
And how's it shifted?
I feel like, like most people, my parents is my first experience about marriage. Was like, I think my parents had a terrible marriage. Growing up, it was just very chaotic. A lot of like physical, emotional, crazy abuse in the home. There was never a good holiday. Anytime there was Christmas, Thanksgiving, something, my dad found a reason for it to be a full-on blowout argument in the house. I'm talking about everyone's arguing. Brothers yelling, sisters yelling, moms yelling, dads yelling. Everyone's arguing. And it'll be over something stupid. So it's just like, I never saw my parents be affectionate towards each other. I've never saw the love in a marriage. All I saw was fighting, bickering, and abuse. So because of that is probably what like kind of turned me off to marriage. Like, I've never been the girl who like ever had her wedding planned or dreamed of her dress or whatever. I've never thought about that. I've never thought about any of those things. So seeing that as what marriage was it's probably what's made me so anti-tolerating of any bullshit. Because when I tell you I'm the bitch, it's strict around here. You really got like one chance to show me one red flag, and bitch, I'm out, because I don't tolerate my daddy's bullshit, so I'm not gonna tolerate no man's bullshit. And I tolerated a lot of bullshit for many, many, many years. So that, experiencing that and seeing that, and seeing my parents still legally be married but not together since I was 15, is like another thing, of another layer of that. And it's just like,
because I'm telling you, it's so normal. It's so normalized, and it shouldn't be. I feel like
yeah,
divorce is okay. The moment that someone no longer serves you, you can literally release yourself of the
divorce them.
shackles of the technicalities of marriage. Because for me, my mother has been married multiple times, but I never looked at her marriages as marriages. So when it says, when the first time I looked for, when I looked at marriages, I looked at the shit on TV, the ones where it's like perfect, where it's like, you know, fences, dogs. I looked at the most ideologically part of it. I never looked to my mom and think that her marriages were actually marriages. I thought they were like, looked at my mom and thought it was slavery. I really did. I was like, because my mom was working her ass off, cooking, cleaning. She's doing everything. My mom was a modern fucking traditional wife. Well, my mom was a 50-50 wife before 50-50 was even a thing. And it's insane to me because I never even...
I feel like Black women splitting bills is not uncommon. I don't think it's just a new thing.
I know, but I'm saying when I looked at my mom, I didn't see it as a marriage. I'm just
Yeah.
like, he's not protecting and providing. He's not leading.
Yeah.
Like, I would literally watch this man sit on the couch all fucking day when my mom went to work. So when I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's not a marriage. So I'm like, I didn't internalize that as, oh, that's a marriage. So I'm like, if that was what a marriage was, I didn't want it.
And that was definitely a marriage. Maybe that was not your idea of marriage, but that's several people's reality.
And I feel like my perception of marriage has changed because it's like, I feel like I relinquished myself of my fear of the attachment of it being forever. And I know it sounds so stupid because everybody's like, marriage is forever. People change. People's wants and needs and like their ability to put up with things change. Their tolerances change. So I understand that everyone's all like, you can get through whatever. I get that. I understand it. But sometimes that is not realistic for some people. Some people can't get over infidelity. Some people can't get over, jealousy. People can't get over certain things. And that is absolutely okay. We have to stop this narrative of making people feel bad for wanting to release themselves to the shackles of what they decided 10 years prior that no longer is good for them now.
And when people say people can get through whatever, y'all forget people do crazy shit. Like, some people are married to some crazy ass people, and you trying to push this narrative of stay together, stay together, stay together. And that's how some of y'all end up in hospitals and dead and in these crazy ass situations, because you are staying with someone that you know isn't good for you. So yeah, don't put up with whatever because of a vow you took.
So modern marriage versus traditional marriage. What were the major differences that we looked them up, actually. It doesn't have to be like, what were they? We said that in modern marriages, the difference was the freedom of choice, right? We said traditionally there was already set roles and set things that were expected. And I don't necessarily feel like that's bad, though.
Okay.
If you know what your role is to play, it's hard to fail.
Play your role. Play your role. I feel like maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does keep you locked in a role maybe that you don't want to be in. Like, let's say you are a man that loves to cook. Are you not going to cook because traditionally speaking it's not your role to cook? Like, you don't have to be set in this gender roles in your whatever marriage you are in a modern marriage, but in traditional marriage you have to fulfill these gender roles that you might not even want to fucking fulfill, and that's harmful, I think. So yeah, traditional marriages are cool, but I feel like the modernization of marriage is also very helpful. And it's alleviating. It's more like women are, I feel like we're happier more in these modern marriages than we were in
I was going to say, I definitely feel like the happiness factor is a lot higher. Yeah. Granted, most women like to take on way more roles than they need to, but I feel that when you are with a modern man that has like I always say, I'm probably gonna be like a hybrid. I'm gonna have like someone that has like a trinkle of like traditional, but a trinkle of like modern, because I don't want my man.
Is it traditional only when it benefits you?
No.
Okay.
I feel like because I'm okay with cleaning. I'm not big on cooking, but I mean, I'm not gonna split bills with you, but I'm gonna pay, my bills and I'm gonna pay for dates and stuff. So I'm like, that's what I'm saying, hybrid work. I don't feel like I'm absolved of certain things.
So there's really no gender roles because he's gonna be cooking and cleaning too, and you're gonna be cooking.
Well, I'm okay with doing the cleaning. I'm not okay with doing all the cooking because I hate cooking.
So he will never have to clean. That's what you're saying. You're doing all the cleaning.
No, and I didn't say that.
So I'm saying he's doing cooking and cleaning too, and you're doing cooking and cleaning too, and you're paying bills, and he's paying bills. It's pretty,
So it's kind of like 50-50, but in different ways. So I feel like. But it's just, I feel like when we put it that way, it just sounds so weird. But
it's
I just
still kind of 50-50 without it feeling like it's 50-50, I guess.
I just feel like y'all, like, you know, we're just going to drop the whole 50-50 thing and we're going to do whatever facilitates your relationship in the best shape, way, and form. Because every time I date niggas that cook more than I do all the time. And they enjoy cooking for me. And when I tell my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, he cooked for me. And this girl will be like, where do you be finding these men? And I'm like, because I tell them on the first fucking date, I can book a reservation, but I'm not about to be standing in your kitchen.
In my experience, niggas who cook for bitches are usually homeless. Like, it hasn't been in your, for you, but I feel like men who always, or not only cook for bitches or who, okay, two things. Niggas who always want to cook for bitches are usually homeless, and niggas who always want you to come over and cook or eat at his house are broke. Like, anytime it's like, I cook, come over and eat. No. Why do you want me to come over to your house and eat? Why can't we go somewhere and eat? Yeah, I don't like niggas who will always want to cook or. I'm gonna say
I don't like. I mean, I'm getting more, like I told you, I'm getting more understanding. So I will let you cook for me.
Don't cook for me.
But we gotta go out after. We can't stay in the house and
niggas want to cook for you and then stay at the house and have sex.
And it doesn't happen that way. I'm going to want a hookah. I'm going to want to. Like that hoochie breathe. Like, yeah, no, I make it very clear that I'm an extrovert. And any man that tells me he cannot facilitate a weekly date is already gone. Like, I tell them because it's so simple to do a weekly date. If you feel like I'm not worth a weekly date, you're not worth my time.
Period. Period.
Because dates don't have to be expensive.
Okay, so let's talk about the decline in marriages and the increase in motherfucking divorces.
Okay.
So I think these are all opinion based and kind of like, you know, what I've been looking around. I think the reason why marriages are declining is women have rights now. Because we have more and more rights, and it's literally a chart. The more rights women gain, the less marriages that they are. So
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's because now, before, women were first forced into marriages because we were, you know,
we were poor.
We were poor and forced to produce, you know,
children,
more worker bees. And then it became a time where women are forced into marriages so we can survive. We couldn't get bank accounts. We couldn't have our own job. We couldn't own property. We couldn't vote. We couldn't do a lot of things. And then now women are not so forced into marriages. It's more of a, we can survive on our own. So we are doing it because we want to and not because we need a man to survive. Another thing is the nuclear family is no longer ideal. We have moved into more of an individualistic society. I feel like the whole family village is gone. And now because we don't have a support system to have children, we are not really wanting to have children because we don't have the grandmother, the cousins, the aunts, the aunts to support the family. It's really just a mom, dad, and kids. So it makes it harder for people to have and raise children in that kind of environment. And last but not least is we are living longer. So because we're living longer, we're not rushed to have kids. You know, like we're living till we're 80 or whatever. So people are okay with getting married at 35 and 40. People used to die very early. So you try to knock that shit up because you never know why you might fall over and die one day. And we're living longer. So I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel rushed. So I
feel like, one thing that I was going to say for sure when you said that when you said the nuclear family is declining, I felt the same way because I'm like, people don't look at the family unit as an important thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, we see so much more baby showers than we do see. And I was on the phone with Samantha and I said, the most embarrassing thing, I know it sounds stupid, y'all, because don't cancel me. I said, having a baby and being single. Like, you have a newborn baby and you're single. That is the saddest thing to see because it's like you went into this thinking y'all were going to be together at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it ended up changing the dynamics of everything. So I feel like the rise of divorce and not being married is because y'all are okay with the kids without the marriage. And I always tell people that.
Yeah.
And I tell people that my baby fever is attached to my wife fever. If I'm not your wife, I have no inkling of having children with you. Another reason why I feel like the marriages are declining is because finances are declining. People are not making enough fucking money to uphold a household of X amount of people. And that's okay because this economy is economy. And so that's really the fucking truth. And lastly, another reason why I feel like the decline in marriages and divorces is because people are just getting married just to get married. Like people just are settling. And when they realize they're like, damn, all that we had was the fucking kids. That's the reason, because, you know, people were marrying people just because they had kids with them. People were marrying them because they were together for so long. People are just getting married just to get married. And now they're divorcing them because they're like, damn, I really don't like this bitch.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing is the increase in divorces, and the one of the biggest reasons why people get divorced is finances. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with the show called Love Is Blind, but there are two people named Stacy and Izzy, and Stacy found out Izzy was broke. And when Stacy found out Izzy was broke, because she asked him if he had a 401k, and he said, huh? She asked him about his credit score. He said he got some bad credit. And after she said that, she was like, okay, I'm definitely not marrying you. And that is the smartest thing she could have done.
That's a smart decision.
Because, baby, when you marry someone with bad credit and
that's attached to you. That's attached to you.
That's attached to you.
And that shows you their spending habits. That shows you what they invest in. And that is not even a dig towards people, but those are things that are very important when you're getting into a union with someone.
I saw this TikTok, and they said before you get married, you should go over your bank statements with your partner. Print out y'all's bank statements, and y'all see what y'all spending money on, so you know if the person, what kind of spender that person is, what they're doing with their money. And I was like, that is smart.
That's smart, but they would not marry me because I spend money like a drug dealer.
Well, then do better, bitch, so you can get picked.
But I'm like, when I'm in a relationship, we do make financial goals together, so I'm okay with that. But I'm like, with my play money, I play.
He gotta see he gotta see your account, girl. And you gotta see
I remember one time I sent my ex-boyfriend the money that came in, the money that I paid out, and he was like, "Yeah, you got to get that shit under control."
Yeah. So that's the number one.
Finances and sex. They always say finances and sex.
That was my next one, is lack of intimacy. You know. And there's a whole thing of why there is a lack of intimacy. We're not going to get into that. That's a different episode for a different day. But that's another reason. And different life stages. You are in different places of life. And, you know, sometimes what they say, sometimes you don't grow out of, it's not because y'all don't love each other. Y'all just grow out of each other.
Yeah.
So reasons why people might get divorces.
I was gonna say, I don't need to add to that because I agree with everything she fucking says. So we're gonna play a game where we're gonna see if this is like a marriage deal breaker or if you will stay with them. Mine is, you find out that they cheat at a bachelor party.
They cheated on me in a bachelor party?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a deal breaker.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. They insist you change your last name.
It's not a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna hyphenate it. That's still changing it. Hyphenating.
No hyphenated. I'll take his completely.
Well, my dad ain't do shit for me, so I guess I can take my husband's name because my last name is my dad's name. So
okay.
I'm okay with that. So my next one is, no one in their family has had a successful marriage. Is that a deal breaker for you?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I think it is for me.
Okay.
Because I feel like when you see that, you strive for that. Okay. And I dated someone that his parents were, both of my long-term relationships that I had, both their parents were married. So they believed in like making shit work. So they were like, yeah, my parents been through, I'm like, you know what? You a patient motherfucker. You know how to,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I felt like that's a deal breaker for me.
Okay. Don't believe in a prenup.
I feel like that's a deal breaker because I want to make sure I'm protected as well. Like, I don't want you to be able to just leave me and I'm high and dry. So
why do you assume you won't be making the money?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm just saying either way, it protects your assets.
Yeah.
So
it could be him not taking half of your shit.
You're right. So
yeah,
that's a deal breaker. It is, because I feel like if you coming in this bitch, you coming in this bitch because you love me.
Period.
So let's get into some motherfucking questions.
I got another one.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Calls his mom every day.
Hate it.
That's a deal breaker?
It is. That's a big, ooh, I dated a mama's boy and I hated it.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some questions now.
How important is getting married to you?
Getting married to me is important. I would love to get married, but it's not so important that it's like, I'm gonna ignore red flags. I'm gonna like, do anything to get married. You know, if me being single for the rest of my life is just my life calling, I'm okay with that. You know, and if it's not, that's great too. So it's important. I would love to do it, but it's not like a. But maybe my mind might change as I get older. I don't know.
We keep clearly we show in the seasons we be changing our mind all the time.
Our minds. I might be 35 and saying, "Black man, come back, come back to us." Okay. My question to you is: what are your 2 non-negotiables in a marriage?
My non-negotiables in a marriage.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Non-negotiables. We had to spin the block on that one. I have to think about that.
Okay, I got my 2.
Okay.
Take me as I am, and always be honest.
Yeah, I can definitely say lying is definitely non-negotiable, and another non-negotiable is for me is, damn, you're resistant to grow. Like some people like say that's just how I am. You know,
Okay,
that's just how I am.
yeah.
And like you just said, take me as I am. But I'm like, people will say take me as I am, and I'm not growing. You know?
Okay. Well, you know I don't mean that when I
mean,
say
I know you don't, but I'm just saying some people will like, you knew this how I was, because men are very good to say, you knew this was me when you met me.
Yeah.
Just like these niggas that I block and I try to give them a chance, and I'm like,
no, girl, you knew.
I knew who you were when I blocked you.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, do you feel like divorce will be this high if people didn't marry for love?
If people didn't marry for love?
Yeah, because if people started marrying
like
for only the circumstances of like stability and for likelihood, do you think that divorces, if they were only based off of things that are financial gain, do you think there would be this high of a...
No, because emotions are very up and down.
Yeah.
So because you're marrying off of an emotion at a time, you have to always remember that you might not always love this person. And I don't think we're prepared for that part.
Yeah.
I don't prepare for, like Michelle said, she hated Obama for 10 years. I don't know if I'm prepared to hate my nigga for 10 years and be that resilient. But they're happy and in love now, so it worked out for her. But I don't know if
I'm a firm believer of not just marrying for love, because love doesn't pay the bills. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how shallow it is. Love is not enough to facilitate any fucking relationship. Because there'll be some times where you will love someone, but they are not acting like they love you. Mm-hmm. And that's going to affect how you treat them. So
my last question is, what celebrity marriage would you like to be a part of?
Celebrity marriage? Literally fucking none of them. Because we literally think that they're so great and they're fucking not. Okay. Like Tiana Taylor and Iman, we were in love with them and they're broken up.
Separated.
Like,
but I feel that's a part of it. That's a part of marriage, is a part of it. I feel like no marriage is ever a part
forever.
Forever.
That's what I'm saying. Marriage is no longer forever.
Yeah. I feel like even if you separate for a while, you can always come back together. That's a part of marriage, is being separated and coming back. Like, you're doing life with this person.
But the thing is, I don't want that. I want the idea
always be with this person.
Not say I always be with this person, but I want to be with someone that always is actively trying to make us be a unit.
And maybe y'all separating is them actively trying to make y'all be a unit. Maybe y'all just need some space to reevaluate and come back together. Live in different houses and be like, let me remember why I love this person. I really don't think separating is a bad thing. I really truly believe Taylor and I are going to come back together, because it just might be a temporary thing for them. Because I don't know if you watched their reality TV show, and then of course it's edited, so outside looking in. But those are 2 people who truly love each other, and I think it's going to work out for them. They just needed their space.
I'm gonna say, if you really love someone and you understand someone, what is space going to do for you? Because it's like, I feel like if you're going to either grow together or grow apart. Yeah. And I feel like I'm gonna say, every time that I separated from someone, we never wanted to come back. So I'm saying I never grew back to them. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I've dated multiple men. I've been in a lot of relationships. the moment that we break up, we never grow together. We always grow apart.
Right. But maybe it's because it wasn't a marriage. Maybe the married part adds another layer.
I don't feel like the married part adds any layer. I don't think it adds a layer. I just feel like it adds more of a commitment because you did it before God and everyone else. But I don't think that marriage changes the fact that sometimes separation is not what helps you grow together. Sometimes it does. It really does. But I'm saying from my experience, when I was not with someone, I was never someone was like, oh, let me backtrack and see where I went wrong. And if I do, I would love to see what that looks like. I would love to see what a separation does for me in my love story with someone, but it hasn't been there yet. So,
all right. Well, thank you for taking this journey with us. We are talking about marriages while being unmarried bitches. Hopefully, one day we will be married.
We will be. No, we will be.
Who do you think is gonna be married first between the 2 of us?
Probably me.
You think you get married first?
Absolutely. I'm a certified
Yeah.
lover girl. And you know me, I'm just like, I just wanna be loving. I just
Yeah.
wanna love. And you are more resistant to aligning to being in that space. Because you remember, I mean, like, let's be fucking for real. Almost 2.5 years ago, I thought I was going to get out of the game of, like, drinking because I was about to get pregnant. So it's like, I have these very delusional things because I'm so, like, willing to do what you do, what you won't do for love. That's just literally how I feel.
Okay.
So for me, I feel like I might get married first. Do you feel like you might get married first?
I don't know. Because I don't really, like, think of marriage. I don't know.
I don't think of marriage either, but I
Yeah.
think that I would get married first just because I put myself out there more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
You're like more like, it'll happen when it happens. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed recording. And if you haven't already, follow the girls at The Real Sip and Spill, everything except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
And give us a 5-star rating because we're some 5-star bitches.
Ow.
I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea.